Now, I want to say this to you. The only cups energy that's coming up here, right, is Ace of Cups. Now, I know you Aquarius, because Aquarius Sun, so I understand this. Whenever we start focusing on projects, whenever we start focusing on, what can I build and what can I do here and what direction and what's coming in here, when we start focusing on everything except ourselves, which is what, if I look, that's what's happening here. It's usually because we're trying to look at something that we don't want to look at something that we're feeling. We don't want to look at something that we're feeling. So I get that. That's not a problem. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But we shall see. That's just the first hit that I got off that reading. So we have the Empress coming up here as an underlying energy. And the Empress, she is that. You know, she's all about growth, abundance. It's time for more. It's, you know, she's the mother. She's the mother in the tarot. The divine feminine. And her example is that of a mother. A mother knows it takes time to conceive a baby. Then she knows that she must be pregnant and take care of herself, nurture and care for herself while she brings that baby to term. Once the baby is born, then the baby needs more nurturing, caring, looking after, right? It's not like it just ends. Now apply that to projects, to relationships. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. But it's when we see the value in it. Now, the key thing that I'm getting with her, though, in your spread as an underlying energy is, are you taking care of people? Are you being a support? And you might not be. But even that is telling. If you've kind of removed yourself, I'm not taking care of people, I'm not doing whatever. But that's what the themes are around. Because she can, you know, and most mothers know this. I'm not saying all, because I know not all mothers are saints. But, you know, most mothers, if you look at the kind of archetype or the way that mothers are perceived, they take care of their children. They will go without just to provide for others. Are you doing that? Because I'm saying that because the Six of Pentacles comes up with this. And the Six of Pentacles, it's about giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. Now, this doesn't just have to be around people. You know, I've just remembered something and I haven't thought about this. Someone said this to me about, over 20 years ago. So that will show you how long ago it was that someone said this to me. I went to see this lady who was a reader, another reader. And what she said to me is, I swear it's so weird how these messages come through. What she said to me was, she said, you put in all the work, you put in all the effort, but you don't stick around to wait for the rewards. And that's kind of what this feels like. The Six of Pentacles is giving and receive, the law of giving and receiving. If you give, you must receive. But some people are more comfortable just giving, right? Because it puts you in a place of power. I do see rewards coming back here. Three of Wands. But the Six of Pentacles urges you, make sure your own scales are balanced before you give. Before you give. Now, those of you that, you know, I hear it, I'm not giving anything. I've got nothing to give to anyone. That doesn't work either because your scales are still imbalanced. If no one gave, who would receive? Who would receive? And if we were all just, you know, if no one received, then who would we give to? So it has to be a balance, both giving and receiving. We are part of that natural order. And the Six of Pentacles actually is the minor arcana version of justice, as I see it, with scales. You make sure your own scales are balanced before you go about giving anyone else. Because he gives the excess. Look, his scales are nicely balanced here. He's got little piles of coins on there and he can give away the rest because he's balanced. So are you taking care of your own needs first? And are you just giving and then moving on like the water bearer, right? Are you just filling everyone else's glasses up and just walking on? But, you know, you're not waiting for the thanks or their return, or maybe they can give you something back. Now, the reason I'm saying that is I'm going to go here first. What we have coming up in the past is a Ten of Wands. It is a crazy burden that you've been carrying. But one of the things that people don't like to hear about the Ten of Wands, which is absolutely true, is it's a burden that we choose to carry. We choose to carry it. Now, trust me, save yourself the finger space to type the messages. And when I say that to people, I've heard it all. No, Jay, you don't understand. I have to do it because of X, Y, and Z. I have to do it because of the money. I have to do it because of the kids. I have to do it. I get it. That's still your choice. It's still your choice. Yeah. And is there a better way to do it? So you've been carrying a burden for a while. Like, I get the sense with this energy, you've been carrying not just your burden, but other people's. Because that is all about giving and receiving. But he's not receiving any help. He's by himself struggling carrying these ones. This is where we can be asked to delegate. We might just say, well, screw this. I'm not carrying this shit by myself. It's, you know, when we get left holding the baby and we struggle, but it's over. Now, look at the cycle. Whenever we get 10 aces and tens, I always like to look at the whole cycle. So this wands cycle runs from the ace of wands to the 10 of wands. Think about the ace of wands, because that's what's going to come in after this. It's inspiration, it's excitement, it's enthusiasm. It's, ooh, what would I love to create? That's amazing. I want to go and do that. It raises our vibration and our energy to go consider a new project, a new relationship, whatever. But this is almost like whatever you started, once you started it off in that way and it became a burden. Did you take on too much? Did you get left doing everything? But that's the past, the foundation. We're not going back there, right? Because this is wands, yes, action taken. But we have the 10 of Pentacles coming up at the heart of your reading. You don't want that anymore. Good on you. Good on you, Aquarius. You want this. And I kind of feel like, I just want to say this. It kind of feels, if we think of it as a pendulum swinging, like you went too far this way where you were carrying too much shit on your own. But now it kind of feels like you're kind of going too far the other way. Like, it's about finding the balance. That's what I'm getting here. I keep seeing this pendulum. And here you were all by yourself. Now you're trying to work with other people or help other people or, you know, get the best out of people. That's what the Empress understands. To nurture and take care of people, that you get the best out of them. But have you gone too far that way now? Because the 10 of Pentacles is a kind of legacy. And that's what you're trying to get to. This is that long-term relationship. This is that job, that career, that this is my career. I'm going to build it strong. This is that family. This is the home that we're going to leave behind. It's our legacy. What did you come here to do? What did you come here to do? Now, for some of you, you're trying to figure out what it is. Like, you might have thought you found it in the past, but it got too heavy and became a burden on you, right? You stretched too thin with that 10 of wands coming up. But it happens through our commitment. And I remind everyone of this. I get asked often, like, Jay, how do I get that long-term relationship? Or how do I get that, you know, my path? How do I create that long-term career? And I say, it doesn't show up like that. Think of the 10 of Pentacles as an oak tree. That oak tree is not just going to show up on your door like fully grown and stuff. Massive oak tree. It doesn't work like that, right? It shows up as a seed, as the ace of Pentacles. As that seed, and we grow it, and then we nurture it, we take care of it and grow it. So this is a week to figure out, what are you committing yourselves to, Aquarius, and why? Why are you carrying, well, you're not carrying that burden, that's gone in the past, but what is the long-term plan? What are you committed to long-term? Some of you are going to say nothing. I don't even know. I'm just too busy taking care of other people to know what I'm committed to. Others of you are like, well, this is part of the plan, Jay. And there's no right or wrong answer. Remember this. Remember this. The reason I'm spending my time telling you about this is because we have the 3 of Wands coming in. This is a card of expectations. What you can expect back. And he knows that he knows this card goes in that bloody armada that's coming towards him. I love this card. He just like, bring it on. That's his energy. Just bring it. I'm ready. I've got it. I know what to do. Just bring it. He's all limbered up and ready for whatever's coming in. But his expectations are based off his own actions. His expectations are based off his own actions. So I want to say this. I don't usually say stuff like this, but it's coming through very strongly. Good, bad, or ugly. Some of you have invested time and energy into something, into people, relationships, whatever. The truth's going to come out of that from that. Like, so they will defy your expectations for the better or for the worse, right? Others of you will get exactly what you expect back. But it's all based on, can you truly say that you've done everything? Can you hand on your heart say, Jay, I've done everything that I can do for that job, for that family member, for that relationship, for my lover, to date people, whatever it is. If you can truly say that, then you're committed. That's it. I'm in. I'm committed. Let it come in. I'll know what to do. And I kind of feel like whatever comes in this week, because this is not just about what comes in. There's never a wait. There's no wait and see energy in the tarot. No such thing. Even the cards at the Hangman, Temperance, that there's not much happening. There's still something happening. Your beliefs are changing. You're figuring out how to bring harmony in your life. He's figuring out what to do next. My cargo's coming in. What do I do next? Take it to market? Do I have a seller lined up? How do I get it there? Like, he has a plan ready, on plan of action ready. That's Three of Wands, based on his expectations. Now have that. If you have that ready, what actually comes out of that is the Ace of Cups. And now, as much as this is the advice card, I sometimes feel that the future card is also an advice card, because every future exists in potentiality. So this is like Google Maps. You know, you're walking on Google Maps. It will show you, hey, there's a supermarket ahead, or there's a restaurant ahead. If you don't carry on down that path, those things are not ahead. What comes out of this, and have a look, it's the only cups. It's the only cup. If you leave that there for a moment, this is all Wands and Pentacles. The action that we're taking, what we're trying to build. This is all external stuff. Energy that we're putting out into the world, what we're building in the world, what we're committed to in the world. This is where it's like, well, hang on a second. What's going on with you, Aquarius? What's in your cup? What's in your cup? I always say that when the Ace of Cups comes up. Aces are the potentials for new beginnings. But whatever this new beginning is, without your emotions, it doesn't truly happen. Doesn't truly happen. And I get it, you know, as much as people think we're cold and robotic and, you know, we don't have emotions. We do have emotions. We are the water bearers. We have all the bloody emotions. We just happen to carry them outside of ourselves. But this is pausing to have a look. What fills my cup? Am I trying to fill other people's cups with an empty cup? So the water bearer is out of water. What would it take to fill my cup? Yes, I'm ready to commit, but, you know, to what? Is my heart behind it? Will it make me happy in the long term? If I want to, I don't know, grow roses, am I a gardener? Do I enjoy gardening? If I want a relationship, do I enjoy dating? You know, do I enjoy meeting new people? Am I able to express how I feel? But it's all centered around your emotions. Now, this is self-care, self-love. All of those things that you like to do for other people, it's about doing it for yourself. It's not an easy task, I get it. And it's one of the things I talk about the most, I think, on social media when I talk about, I always talk about how I take care of myself. And I find myself going in that dead end of, you know, taking on too much or doing something. And I'm like, hang on a second, Jay, go take care of yourself. You're going to be no good to anyone unless you take care of yourself. And when your cup is full, you're unlimited then, right? You're limitless. It just keeps coming out. It just keeps flowing out of there. You can fill anyone else's up because it keeps coming out. And that's your true legacy. That is your true legacy. The water bearer. Now, what's the advice? The advice is start small. Page of Pentacles. I'm not going to lie, this feels kind of like a detour. Feels like kind of like a detour. It may be that you are waiting for news, or you've applied for something, or you're waiting for something to happen. But in the meantime, the whole point, it's on hold. If you've been standing here waiting, thinking, where the hell are my boats? I can see them. And it's like, well, have you taken care of your own emotional needs? Are you emotionally prepared for what's coming up to commit? Self-care, self-love, your own spiritual beliefs, all of that stuff. Is your cup full? And the advice is with the Page of Pentacles, start off small. Have a look at the details, and it's to do with the emotional details. And go, I always see the Page of Pentacles or the Princess of Pentacles here as the student who stays up, looks at it, you know, revises. But what you're revising is your emotional needs, not anyone else's. Oh gosh, all right. I was going to pull one for that, and the Wheel of Fortune came up. The Wheel of Fortune, it's the card for Jupiter. It's the change of luck, a change of seasons. And it reminds us that the time is now. The time is now. It can be daunting. And, you know, there can be this sense of, I want something big and I want it now and I'm all in. But this is urging you not to do that. You know, it's not saying don't do anything. It's saying, yeah, you know, if it's of value to you, go for it. Remember what the Empress does. If it's of value to her, she will nurture it and grow it. But this is a change of life. Things are not the same. There may be situations coming back around again. Are you going to do them the same way? Are you going to take on too much and then get left bloody dragging 10 wands up stairs, which doesn't it look like he's going up to the tower? That's going to end well. So, you know, it's not about doing that again, because if we keep doing what we did, we're going to keep getting what we got. And that's what it feels like here, especially for those of you. This might be a very specific message, you know, and it might not even make sense until next week or something. But those of you that are waiting for something to come in, like you've been waiting for it, you know, a return on all the effort that you put into something. You've neglected your emotional needs, and that's what it's time for. And it's, you know, that's how we manifest, my lovelies. I talked about how I've been doing this manifestation thing for Taurus season. Because for me personally, I've always manifested the biggest things and seen manifest reality during the earth seasons, especially Taurus season. But we don't manifest from our actions. Yes, action is important. But the first ingredient in that manifestation cake that we're baking is emotion, is our vibration, is what makes us happy. Because the dream is the 10 of cups, remember, and it starts off here. It doesn't matter if it looks good on paper. It doesn't matter, but, you know, the commitment, the action, all of that comes afterwards. So you've done it in reverse, but hey, we are the aliens. We do things, you know, in a reverse kind of way. But the time is now. There's opportunities coming in. Have a look at them. Consider them. See, what did I say? It feels on pause. That's why you always trust the energies of the cards. And no matter what the textbook says the card means, always trust how it comes up. Because there it is. There is something coming in, massive, that you deserve. You know, this guy gets what he deserves. But with the Four of Swords coming up, this is pause. Let's pause for a moment. This can be you coming out of a temporary break. This could be, you know, this could be a temporary break in a relationship, recovery from something. There's healing that's been going on. It's around the themes of how much you give people, though, Aquarius, and how much you do for other people. Giving and receiving, balancing your own scales. How do you feel? How do you feel? That's key. And there is that new love coming in with the Ace of Cups. Now, remember, when I say new love, it doesn't mean a new person's coming in. It can be. That can be how it comes up. But the key component is that you feel love. You have self-love. Your own cup is full. Because you could have, if you're looking for a romantic relationship and you don't have the Ace of Cups, even if someone comes to you, you don't have anything to give them. Because you're still busy doing this. You're like, come back tomorrow. I'm kind of resting today. It's that kind of energy. But this is amazing because the 3 swords that are up on the wall, like they look like a trophy, right? Up on the wall there to be shown off. Why? He's just pulled them out of his heart. That's pain, that's loss, that's grief, that's old triggers, old stories that we tell ourselves. He's done the healing of that. He has a new sword of truth, but he needs a break. He needs a little pause here. Now, I know for some people, they look at this as temporary. And you have a look at comments if you're watching this later in the week. I've been waiting 5 years for this. That's the point. No one is waiting. No one is waiting. If you're just sitting and waiting, there's still something to do, which is taking care of yourself, filling your own cup. No one else is going to come and fill your cup. You must fill your cup. You must make yourself happy. You must have your boundaries. You must figure out how much and you don't have to. You know, if you're happy to wait, keep waiting. That's great. But, you know, with the Ace of Cups coming up, it's the key to everything. It's the key to the shift, the change. And the Four of Swords is very similar to the Hermit card. I always find it's that kind of taking a step back, you know, healing in mind, body and spirit. And this is number 10. Number 9 is the Hermit card. So once you've made peace with yourself, understood your own needs, you know, what's going on within you, that is when the universe says, well, great. Now you figured it out. Let's send it to you. Now the opportunities can come in. But please take care of yourself, Aquarius. It's like a major thing here. All right. So you got actions, speak loudly, express your love through your actions. Okay. But the thing is, love doesn't come in until the future. I'm not saying you don't have any love. There's still very practical energy that's coming in everywhere else. I've been using this one example, especially when we talk about healing, right? And the example that I've been using, you might have heard me say this. I've been saying it everywhere recently. But, you know, the example that I've been giving is, you know, this is where we fell off a horse. We fell off the horse. We broke our bones. We did whatever. Now we're all mended. Now, on the surface, you think I'm all mended. I'm all good. I'm ready. I'm ready to whatever. But it's like, are you really? You'll know you're ready when you are ready to get back on the horse. But you have to look at your emotional stuff. It's not just the physical. The bones just don't mend. There might be fears that we had. There might have been whatever. And the final part of the healing happens when we get back on the horse. We get back on the horse. So that's kind of what's coming up here. Now, with this action speak loudly, that's the Three of Wands. Our expectations must be based off our actions. But if you're still resting, that's cool. If you're still figuring out, why do I keep doing this? Or, you know, why does that trigger me? Or is that the same story that I'm going to tell myself? No. It's a new story. It's not about swords. It's not about thoughts, beliefs, ideas. We're great at that. You know, Aquarius, we are the ascended energy of air, which is all about thoughts, ideas, beliefs, logic, right? We got that. We were born having that. It's how do we make that work with our hearts, with our emotions? How do we use those powerful minds that we have to give our heart what it wants? Yeah, all right. Dear you, it might be hard to believe you'll ever get to where you want to go, feel the way you want to feel, and find peace and security, but you can. There's a lot to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of this attachment to achieving certain results. It's easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment, empty yourself, so you can be filled with something new. The compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up, and you will see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you are really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so much. And you know what? I often see the Empress as that hug. But you know, we give all those hugs to other people, but do we hug ourselves? We've got deep knowing coming up here. Like I said, that's the High Priestess. Trusting your intuition, trusting your instincts. Not doing so much of the should, but the could. Or even the I'd love to. I'd love to do that. Coming from a full cup instead of running on empty. A lot of the times we do run on empty because we're always trying to do so much, right? Our brains are always going and, you know, all this kind of stuff comes through. And let's face it, you know, the way we feel emotions is pretty complicated. It's not as clear cut for us. But this is clear cut. This is simple. What is in your cup? How do you feel? Because that is what's about to get matched out there in the world. Two of Cups comes up, right? Do you have self-worth? Do you have self-love? Are you lonely or do you feel fulfilled? Like, you know, are you spiritually abundant? Are you intuitively abundant? Water is that as well, trusting your intuition. It will all be matched. Opportunities will come in, offers will come in. And it does feel like what's coming in. But if you're taking a nap or you're distracting yourself with other stuff, you may not see it, Aquarius.